On this episode of The Rant, we check out the annual FFA breakfast, highlight recent sports, listen to the variety show, visit the New School edition, and unveil a secret artist.
Hey Blue Jays, welcome back to The Rant. I'm Brinley Hay.
And I'm Georgia Steeples. Recently, teachers got treated to breakfast. Ethan Smith tells us why.
The Bondurant 4-hour FFA recently partook in their annual FFA week. In this annual week, they engaged in multiple activities, including service projects and making breakfast for teachers, and have a food consisting of pancakes, sausage, bacon, and baked goods, specially made by students. This breakfast was held in Miss Remington's room before school. Out of most activities during the year, teachers say that this is their favorite event. Braden Parks informs us on more.
So for National FFA Week, our Bondurant chapter did multiple events. We did the teacher breakfast on Thursday, which involved FFA members bringing breakfast items to school for teachers to have for breakfast. We've done this every year ever since we started our chapter. During this week, we also participate in different activities, including a community service activity, where we packaged laundry pods with notes, drying sheets, and other stuff for homeless people. We did up to 300 of these in one day. And then throughout the week, we also talked to people about FFA, how to get involved in FFA, and how to be a part of FFA.
These FFA students have had a great time hanging out with friends and helping teachers and homeless people. This has been Ethan Smith reporting for The Rant.
We had some great performers at the variety show this past weekend. Rachel Hoffling gives us the highlights.
Last weekend, Bondurant 4-hour held their annual variety show. Students participating in the show spent weeks preparing for their performances. Groups like the band and choir were able to perform in front of a different audience than usual, along with multiple individual acts showing off different talents. To feature some acts, Eden Coy and Emma List performed a duet with Eden on the piano and Emma singing on Saturday. Following that, Effie Hennessy sang Misty, a classical jazz song. And Sienna Lewis, Zaladet Shanka, and Isabel Edge came together for a final performance of Creep.
But I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo.
Let's hear more from Isabel.
So I've done the variety show since my freshman year, and me and my friends decided to start doing a little group together in our sophomore year when we did Man or Muppet, and we've kind of just kept on going with that. So this year we wanted to do something kind of fun again. So that's where Creep comes from. But yeah, I've always really loved doing the variety show because I've always really loved singing and playing my guitar and performing. And it's just a really great way to showcase so many people's different talents.
Along with Isabel, many others had the chance to show off their individual talent to the school, such as a group of Hawaiian dancers. Marigold Cersei gives us an insight on this dance.
So the variety show is important to us because we really want to show diversity in our school and help let people know about our culture and just share it. It took us, I'd say, about 2-3 weeks. We practiced when we were able to. Then when we had rehearsal at the school, we made videos of it and sent it to the people we were dancing with, and it helped them practice. It didn't really take that long because we had some of the dances down already, and we already knew what we were going to do for it.
Before the night ended, the audience was given a chance to vote for Viewer's Choice Award. The first night went to Theo McNew, performing As the World Caves In. The second night's viewer choices were Isabel Edge and Lily Proper with Goodbye, Goodbye.
Goodbye, goodbye, good friends, goodbye, goodbye, just like today.
This finished off the 2025 variety show. This has been Rachel Hofflin reporting for The Rant.
Congratulations to all of our wrestlers that made state. Evan Fellers fills us in on those results and more in his sports update.
Boys State Wrestling wrapped up a couple weeks ago. Let's check it out.
Sophomore Kobe Pfizer had an impressive start, winning his first match 15-0. Unfortunately, he lost his next match 13-2, but bounced back with a 14-4 win, and followed it up with a dominant 19-3 victory. Kobe then went on to lose 5-3 in his final match, which ended his tournament run. Both juniors, Nick McCrae and Jaron Gilgee, both lost their first matches and were eliminated after another defeat. Junior Nolan Fellers had a bye in the first round, then won his first match 17-2. He kept up the momentum with a 13-3 win, but unfortunately lost 4-1 in the next round. On the backside, Nolan picked up two dominant wins, 17-1 and 17-0, securing third place at the state tournament for the third year in a row. Senior Jordan Ryle had a bye in the first round, but lost 4-1 his next match. He came back strong with a 7-0 win, followed by a 10-3 victory, and a 4-1 win. Avenging his first match loss, he won 16-8 on his way to securing fifth place at state.
Yeah, we had a good finish. It ended up Nolan and I just wrestling on Saturday. Kobe had a good tournament. And then we had a lot of new guys going. Brayton had a pretty good tournament. Didn't end up where he wanted to be, but I think there's a lot of good you can take from it. We got a lot of returners that got experience. Jaron Gilgee, he's going to be coming back, state qualifier. And then we got a lot of young pieces coming back. Evan Fellers, Spencer Dare. They'll be mixed into the lineup, so it'll be good.
Senior Brayton Gipple started strong with a pin in his first match, but was knocked to the backside after a loss to the eventual state champ. He won his third match 12-10, but unfortunately lost 4-0 in his final match. The team had a good run this year, but a lot of talent returns next year, setting up the Jays for an even better season.
This has been Evan Fellers reporting for The Rant.
Curious to know how the new high school wing is coming along? Let's take a look.
At Bondurant Farrar High School, construction is currently underway on an addition and renovation project that will allow for growth in our arts offerings and activities programs. Enjoy this two-part video series taking a closer look at the construction progress. With student interest in strength and conditioning on the rise, we're expanding the fitness room. This larger space will ensure all students have the opportunity to prioritize health and wellness, regardless of sports team involvement.
And check out the two art rooms.
F and G are two new art rooms that will be expanded.
These new spaces will allow us to expand elective offerings and meet growing student needs.
This is a little joy for Mr. Golightly, a little more space for him. We've got pretty extensive storage over here. And because he's needing to see Mr. Vanderhaar occasionally, we'll have a connection for him. This half wall will be where a number of throwing wheels will be located for ceramics. And this will be a primary room for Mr. Vanderhaar.
And then J is the second story, primarily wrestling room.
The new second floor wrestling room will nearly double the size of our current space.
What's the depth from going to be on that wall?
It is 96 from that wall to that wall. It's 72 that
96
way.
by 72.
But this is also a storm tornado shelter. You can kind of see the reinforced ceiling, and the smaller windows will have specialty glass in them.
It will better support our growing men's and women's wrestling programs and provide additional space for other activities during the off-season.
Yeah. Now you have this whole big open area.
For baseball, whatever. Dance, cheer.
Down the road, this versatile area may also evolve into academic spaces as enrollment and needs shift in future years.
On the right, you see I. That is a third art room on the second floor, and that will allow us to expand our offerings and have better spaces for 2D, 3D, ceramics, etc.
Thanks to the community support in the 2023 bond referendum, this project is on track to open to students in the fall of this year. Stay tuned for part 2 as we continue to share updates on this exciting project.
Hey, Brindley, do you like my drawing?
No, I hope anyone can draw better than that.
Fortunately, I know someone who can. Lily Harper paints that picture.
All throughout this episode, we have been teasing a secret artist, and that person is Deputy Schnurr.
He currently uses oil paints and black and gray pencils to create landscapes from Iowa. He also does photography, focusing on close-up photos of bees, butterflies, and other nature.
I've always done art, I've always drawn, I've always painted. Primarily up until college, I just drew and I did photos. I went to DMAC in Ankeny in 2004 through about 2006 for graphic art. So I graduated from DMAC from art in 2006. My brother at the time was just graduating high school, so he convinced me to actually go back to DMAC for criminal justice, which I was kind of hesitant about. I didn't know if I was going to like it or if I was going to be any good at it, but I took the jump and I ended up loving it. I met a lot of really great teachers and a lot of great folks that were in the field that kind of just pulled me into it. And I kind of found like a natural love for it.
Deputy Schnurr got hired in 2008 to work at the Polk County Jail, and ever since then, he has been creating art as a hobby.
The main types of art that I do is like oil painting, but I take a lot of photos as well. One aspect of it as well is being in an art major at first kind of gives me a different mindset of how to like look at things through a different lens. I view things more like creatively, I guess. And not so like logically or like linear. So I think that gives me a good advantage when it comes to my work right now.
Further down the road, Deputy Schnurr hopes to transition from law enforcement to artist.
I did have a photo published in a magazine back in May, which I was paid for, which I did not expect to be paid for. As far as my favorite piece of art goes, I worked on a oil painting for about 2 years, painting of a pond and a thunderstorm and a bunch of like fireflies. I kind of took a bunch of different photos and kind of used them as reference, and I created this big oil painting piece. One cool thing with this piece is I used glow-in-the-dark paint for the fireflies. So it actually glows in the dark and it looks really, really cool.
Glow-in-the-dark paint and fireflies are just what you think of when you think of law enforcement, right?
This has been Lily Harper reporting for The Rant.
Can you pronounce this word for me?
Caramel.
Caramel. If you say caramel, you're weird. Caramel.
Route. Route.
How would you pronounce this word?
Route.
Pecan.
Pecan. Pecan.
I got this. Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce?
Wash your sister sauce.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire?
Worcestershire sauce. I hate this. It's either, not either. Either's weird. Either.
Either.
Oh, it's data. 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 Data.
Data.
I think this word's pronounced data.
Thanks for watching, Jays.
Check out more on our socials at Blue Jay Digital. Toodaloo!
Bye.
Toodaloo!
You're supposed to say toodaloo.
I'm not saying that.
You literally came up with it. You were like, yeah, guys, let's say toodaloo.
You said that.